Best show of all time? Best show of all time? Look, I'm not saying it is. But 2 or 3 more seasons of this? And bitch, it just might be. What's going on, YouTube? So, today, my lovely subscribers and viewers, I would like to talk to you guys about my new obsession. That's right, I said it. My new obsession. And that is the cartoon known as She-Ra. Now, it's funny because this is a cartoon that I actually tried watching many months ago. And it's actually a cartoon that I liked right away. I watched I want to say a few episodes, maybe 3, maybe 4 episodes. And I liked it, but then I just stopped watching it. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to where I had to keep going. And you know, it's one of those shows that I kind of dropped for no real reason. I kind of just got distracted. You know, other things came up, other shows came up, and I just kind of stopped watching for no real reason. Which is pretty much why I went back to it last night. And then I ended up binging the rest of season 1 all in one sitting. And I had like one of the best times I've had watching a show in a really long time. Maybe since, I think the last time I had this much fun binging a cartoon might be Avatar, possibly. It's been a while. And for me, in order for me to really love a show and be like obsessed or addicted to a show, like I'm not talking about just kind of like it, but like really love it, it has to have 2 things, okay? So I mean, it has to have more than 2 things, but it has to have at least these 2 things like just down pat, right? It has to have a very great and interesting and intriguing story, and perhaps even more importantly, it has to have a lot of characters that I truly love and feel something for. And that's what this show has, people. The Dragon Prince used to be my favorite show that I was currently watching on Netflix. But dare I say that to me, She-Ra is basically Dragon Prince on steroids. Okay? See, the one thing that I really like Dragon Prince, but there is one major flaw, at least to me. There's only a couple of characters that I truly love, whereas everybody else are kind of just like so-so, or like, you know, like they're okay, or like I don't mind them, but I don't have any real infatuation with them. I don't love them that much, you know what I'm saying? She-Ra, on the other hand, I'm having trouble finding a character that I don't love. I'm having trouble finding characters that I don't like. This show has so many different characters that I absolutely love. Now, I'm not going to call this video a season 1 review, because I'm not going to go over every single episode and every single event and every single thing that happened, because ain't nobody got time for that, okay? I'm just not doing it. This is more so going to be just, you know, me rambling about, you know, things that happened in season 1, the things that I mostly want to talk about, you know, the characters, maybe some of the events, of course the ships, of course, you guys know I love my ships, but I'm not gonna go over what the story is about. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably already know what the story is about and all that, so I'm not gonna bore you guys to death going over like what the show is about. But anyways, I will start off with some of my favorite characters in season 1, okay? Now, I was thinking about this on like making like my top 3 or 5 list. Honestly, like I just told you guys, I love pretty much all of these characters. Like they all have their own unique personality that really shines in their own unique ways. And I'm not used to watching a show that has so many characters that I really genuinely care about, or even genuinely just like to hate. You know, like they all make me feel something, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But let's start with probably my number 1 favorite character, although she's been kind of irritating me lately. Catra.
Hey, Adora. How's it hanging?
Catra. Girl, man, this kitten's got claws, people, let me tell you. Okay, now, Catra is a character that I liked from the very beginning. Like, even before I stopped watching the show the first time, she just caught my eyes immediately, you know, and that's not, and I'm not just saying that because she's obviously gay, or, you know, I'm not, you know, you guys know I love my gay characters, but that's like a small reason on why I like Catra. She just has a very strong personality. She's very stubborn, and I can relate to that, you know, because I'm very stubborn. And she's a strong character. She's a smart character, and she's one of the most just fun to watch characters on the show. You know, I always catch myself wondering, what is Catra doing now? What is she up to now? What is she thinking now? So Catra is probably my number one favorite character on the show. Like I said, even though she's been pissing me off lately, I can go on all day about Catra. I might make a whole separate video just talking about some of my favorite scenes that she was in. But also, my number 2 favorite character on the show so far has to be Mermista.
Will you quit it? I am trying to talk to my new friend Twinkle. Butler, can you bring us some hors d'oeuvres?
Now, she is another character that I loved immediately because she has that, she has that, like, just I'm done with life attitude about her. Like, she's just like, everything just like annoys her, and she's just over it all. Like, she just doesn't care. Like, she might do something, but at the same time, she doesn't really care. She's just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, she's just done with life. You know what I mean? Like, even though she's a princess and she has all these duties, she's just over it. Like, you know. And I love when she's constantly like sighing or whatever, like that.
I guess you're gonna be needing a new ship.
Like, every time she does that, I just burst out laughing. Like, it's one of my favorite things about the show, or not the show, but one of my favorite things about her character is when she does that. It's like so cute and so funny to me, and I can relate to her character probably more than anybody else's character. And I fell in love with her like immediately. It took like no time at all. Now, those are without question my 2 favorite. Now, as far as like my third, I feel like there's so many characters that could go in this spot. I don't have like a definite third character that I can definitely say I would put in the top 3, because there's so many interchangeable characters that I feel like I could put in that third spot. But I will say Scorpia, I believe. If I mispronounce these names, it's because you guys know I suck with names. The fact I can even kind of remember any of these names is a miracle all in itself. So just bear with me, people. You guys know what I'm talking about. Scorpia is another character who I would strongly consider to put in that third spot. She's adorable. Seems to clearly have, I don't know, some people might say it's just, you know, they're just best friends, but I don't know, man. She seems to have kind of if not a crush, at a very strong admiration for Catra, which I love. I love their friend, even though Catra is kind of, you know, she's not as engaging back with her, but I just adore how much Scorpia cares about Catra and how much, you know, she seems to want to impress her and do right by her. It's one of my favorite aspects of the show. And Scorpia herself is just a very adorable, naive, very adorably naive character, who I would argue strongly probably deserves a spot on my top 3 list. I love her character to death. Another character, pretty much almost all these characters I loved immediately, but she's another one of those characters that I loved right away. I don't know. Do I really want to go over every single? I'm not gonna go over every single character, I don't think. But Entrapta, is that how you say her name? Entrapta. I have mixed feelings about Entrapta. It's like at times she's cute, she's adorable, kind of like Scorpia in a way, kind of. But at other times she's kind of annoying in a way. I think But, you know, she has just, you know, this infatuation with technology, and she's, you know, she's just obsessed with, you know, always building the next best thing. That's kind of her shtick or whatever. But overall, I do enjoy her character. Like I said, I like all of the princesses for the yeah, I like all the princesses. And Trapta, I definitely like her character quite a bit as well. Bo, he's I mean, it's kind of hard not to like Bo. He's a goofy, you know, he's not your stereotypical guy, I guess. He's very, I don't know what the word is. I don't want to say flamboyant, but just, you know, he's very sensitive. He's goofy. He has a sense of humor about him. I like his character quite a bit as well. Now, I don't want to go over every single character. Those are just some of my favorites that just kind of came to mind right away. But I want to talk to you guys about some of the ships on the show. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, paper. Okay, that's kind of like the main reason I wanted to make this video. So, there are two. Well, first of all, before we get into the two main ships on the show, and I do want to talk about one more character, Seahawk. Seahawk. Now, he surprised me because when I first saw his character, he reminded me of other characters on other shows that I kind of tended to not care for too much. And I thought when I first saw his character, he was going to be another one of those annoying characters that maybe tried to be quirky and funny, but didn't really do it for me. But man, he is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters. And that brings me to one of the ships that I think I'm starting to ship, which is Seahawk and Mermista. Because Mermista and Seahawk, now, Mermista, she still does this, but she tries to act like she doesn't really like Seahawk. She doesn't like his presence. You know, every time he's around, he annoys her, and he's annoying, which he is annoying, to be fair. Now, I'm not trying to argue that point. He is very annoying, but he does have a charm about him, and you know, they went to the ball together too, and he just, you know, I guess she claimed that he was just her driver or whatever, or, you know, whatever she tried to claim. You know, it just, I'm almost positive that deep down Mermista likes Seahawk, and for whatever reason she just isn't coming out about it. Maybe, well, it's probably because of her personality. That's kind of like who she is. She's kind of like whatever kind of girl, and I'm sure he probably does genuinely get on her nerves, but I also feel like deep down that she genuinely likes him, and I feel like that's definitely gonna be a thing at some point, and it's definitely, I'm pretty sure, a ship already, and I think I am starting to ship it myself. I can get behind that ship, and I'm starting to dig it, people. I'm starting to dig it. As far as Perfuma, I didn't talk about her yet. Perfuma is probably, like, I like her. Like I said, I like pretty much all the characters, but she's probably one of my least favorite, only because she kind of, at least in my opinion, she kind of sticks out the least. Like, she doesn't really, like, out of all the characters, and like, there's some great characters, so this is really nothing against her personally. It's just that there are so many great characters and princesses on the show, and it's hard to rank them or whatever. But in my opinion, I catch myself caring less about Perfuma. She doesn't stick out to me as much as the other princesses, like her personality and whatnot. It just doesn't stick out to me as much as the other ones, but I still like Perfuma. And it looks like her and Bo are going to be a thing, that this, you know, that they're starting to get kind of close and whatnot. They also went to the ball together. Now, I need to see more of that shit before I get behind it. Like, I could get behind it, but I haven't really seen enough to really make me want to ship it that much. And honestly, when I first seen it, it was kind of upsetting me a little bit, because it was upsetting Glimmer, even though Glimmer was kind of in the wrong with that. But I don't want to get into all that. You know, I'm trying not to make this video too long, because it's basically a video of me just rambling about everything about season 1. But I told you guys that's what this was gonna be. So, but speaking of Glimmer, I can't make this video now and not talk about Glimmer. Glimmer is also very adorable, and I love her and Bo's friendship. But speaking of Glimmer, of course I have to talk about I think it's one of the most popular ships. I honestly don't even know because I didn't read anything about, you know, what the fans think, or I have no idea like who people ship and what the most popular ships are, or any of that. But I am pretty sure Glimmer and Adora is a ship, and they were hinting very heavily at times with these two possibly being a thing. And personally, I'm how can I put this? How can I put this? Okay, I'm very open-minded to the possibility of Glimmer and Adora. Like I'm not heavily in favor of it, but I'm also not like, I don't have the door closed where I'm not like willing to entertain the possibility. And if they ever did get together and it was done right, I would probably end up liking it because I do really like both characters and I like their relationship that they currently have right now. So basically my stance there is, you know, I'm not heavily in favor of it, but I also don't have the door closed. I'm just open-minded and just waiting to see. I'm basically waiting for them to win me over if they can, which they haven't done completely yet. At least not as far as them, you know, me shipping them, I mean. Now, to be fair, there is another big reason on why that is. Some of you guys might know where I'm going with this, all right? Because I have my eyes on another ship. And this ship kind of comes in between the ship that I really want to see happen. Oh, you guys know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this, pipe!
Maybe my plan won't work, but then again, maybe it already has.
And that is Adora and Catra. That is my number one ship on the show. And if I had to guess, just because I know how people think, at least usually I tend to know, you know, just by watching a show like what the most popular ships are going to be. If I had to guess without even knowing for sure, I would say that Catra and Adora are probably definitely one of the most popular ships on the show, if not the most popular ship on the show. And it's certainly my favorite. I mean, they have had countless moments in this show that have made me want to ship them. Mainly, I think the main thing is just seeing how much Catra adores. I was trying to say adores and adore at the same time, and it came out adore. Anyways, how much Catra adores Adora. You see, that's kind of a tongue twister, but just seeing how much she cares about her. And all the time she's cried over her and gotten visibly upset over her. Because right now, Catra, like I said, I don't want to dig too deep into the story and all that, but I do want to talk about this. Right now, Catra feels very betrayed by Adora. Because Adora made her a promise when they were kids that she would never leave her and she would always be there for her. And Adora, I mean, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. She broke the promise. Now, you can say she had a great reason to break the promise. I would say you're right. You're right. But nonetheless, a promise is a promise, people. You can't break a promise. Okay? She made a promise to her best friend that she would always be there. And she broke that promise. And Catra feels betrayed. She's hurt. She's hurting bad. Okay? Now, she's already kind of left. Now, this kind of pissed me off, but at the same time, I understand it. She kind of already left Adora to die like a couple of times already, or at least to, you know, she left her not knowing what was going to happen to her when she left. She just kind of left. And that's one of my pet peeves with ships. I don't like shipping people typically when, you know, one of the people in the ship is constantly either trying to kill the other one, or if they leave them to die, or just anything along those lines, because I feel like it's hard to come back from. But in this case, I mean, they are on different sides, and you know, but I just feel like it's the ultimate I don't know how to put it. It's the ultimate, I don't know if I want to say betrayal, but it's like the ultimate fuck you, or like the ultimate I'm done with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the ultimate I'm done with you. When you leave a person to die, or when you really try to kill them. You know, it's one thing to be on different sides and to you know, do different missions and to do, but when you really try to kill that person, or you leave them to die or something like that, you know, to me that's just the ultimate just I'm done with you. And for me, it's always harder to get behind ships that do things like that. But in this case, I'm willing to overlook it because I love me some what is this ship's name? I don't even know what the ship name is. Let me see if I can figure it out. Kadora. Anyways, Kadora. It has to be Kadora or whatever. But anyways, yeah, that's definitely my number one ship. I love these two. They've had so many great moments together. And even though Ketra has been pissing me off lately, I genuinely understand where she's coming from. And I think personally, I think the main thing, I could be wrong, I'm not even sure about this, but I think the main thing that's bothering her more than the broken promise even is that, you know, Adora left because, you know, all of these people were hurting and she wanted to help them out and everything. But Ketra, she was hurting in the Horde the entire time. And that wasn't enough for Adora to leave then. But now all these other people are hurting, and now you want to leave, and now you want to rebel and do all this stuff. But when Ketra was hurting, you either pretended not to notice, or you didn't want to get out then. I think that has a lot to do with it, along with, of course, the broken promise obviously being a big thing. You know, her saying she would always be there, and she broke that promise, and Ketra is feeling very betrayed. Now, granted, I think for sure, like I'm almost 100% positive that Ketra is going to be redeemed at some point, and then that is when we're gonna really see this ship take off, people. You just wait for it. You just wait for it, people. Now, who am I forgetting to talk about? I feel like I'm forgetting to talk about a lot of stuff here. But like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but I did want to talk about some of my favorite characters, some of my favorite ships on the show. I think Shadow Weaver was a good villain for season 1. She pretends to be like a mentor towards Ketra, be her mentor and teach her how to be, you know, this great warrior and be the best she can be. But I think it's pretty clear she was just using her. I don't believe for 1 second that Shadow Weaver cared about Ketra. Not for 1 second do I believe that. But I thought she made for even though pretty much all of her plans failed, and she'll, you know, it's in a way it's almost hard to take her seriously. I feel like Ketra did way more in a way short amount of time than Shadow Weaver did. So I think Ketra having her spot now is more than fair, and it probably should have happened a long time ago, because clearly Ketra is better for the job than Shadow Weaver ever was. But I thought Shadow Weaver made a good villain for season 1. I think Ketra is probably going to end up being the main villain for season 2. Part of me was kind of hoping that Ketra would get redeemed sooner, but that's just for my own selfish reasons, because I'm tired of seeing my two babies fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, people. Okay? And I felt like near the end, Ketra is finally starting to turn around. And like that's how they made it look. Like she was finally starting to hear Adora out and realize that the Horde is not the place to be. Okay? Like they don't care about you there. Shadow Weaver proved that. But then at the end again, once again, she's not ready to be redeemed yet. And I get that. You know, I feel like that probably is the right move. I don't mind being patient, but it is freaking annoying. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. I think for the most part, like I said, people, I'm sorry this video was all over the place. I'm just rambling right now. I didn't write anything down. This isn't like a scripted video or whatnot. I just want to give you guys my thoughts on some characters, some ships, and why I love this show. Because I do love this show, people. I'm getting ready to watch season 2 very shortly here. And if season 2 is as good as season 1, then I might have to start to really think about ranking She-Ra as like one of my top 3 favorite cartoons of all time. Piper. But anyways, I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything before I end this video, because I'm gonna be really upset if I like forgot to talk about something like really that I really want to talk about. But let me know what you guys thought about this. Thought about season 1. Don't tell me anything about season 2 in the comment section, because I haven't seen it as of the recording of this video. But let me know your guys' favorite characters, your favorite ships, your favorite moments. I might make another video about my favorite moments eventually, about, you know, my ships and characters and whatnot. But yeah, people. Again, sorry for the sloppy video, but I just wanted to get this out to you guys. But I'm about to get out of here now, because I gotta go watch season 2, people. Hopefully my babies have some more good moments together and whatnot. And I'm hoping for a good ending. Although a part of me doesn't think that Catra is going to be redeemed probably until season 3. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope it doesn't take too long. Okay. But until then, people. Until next time.